Hello and welcome to Watch Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me today is Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. How's it going?
Hello. What's going on, witches?
Happy Hump Day. It's Wednesday, which means many things, but today what it means is that tomorrow is the last day of the Mounting Hysteria Tour. We are having our big finale at the Fonda Theater in Hollywood, California. It's going to be very exciting. We're going to be recapping the Valley. Will we have a special guest? Who knows? Maybe. We can't say, but it's going to be fun. And we hope you all are there. So go get your tickets. Go to watchcrappens.com and ticket links are there. And join us. It's going to be fabulous. Thanks to everyone who has come out and seen us this year on our various cities and stops. We've had a blast getting back out on the road. It's our first North American tour in 2 years. And so it was so fun. And, happy to be doing it, closing it out in Hollywood tomorrow. So there's that. Then over on Patreon, we are chugging away with our Love Island coverage, which has been so fun. The season is wild, and we're having a great time recapping it every day. So go check that out. Patreon.com/WatchWhatCrappens. Those recaps are up basically every day that we're doing recaps here. And also we have Crappens on Demand where you can watch us and not just listen to us. So there's a whole world of Crappens out there on Patreon, and we want you to participate in it and enjoy it. So that is that. And now today it is time to talk about Next Gen New York City. Oh my God. Wait, Ronnie. Oh, actually, before we start that, there's some very big news. Ronnie, I don't know if you heard this. Stop me if you heard this. Charlie texted me and was like, oh my God, want to go have some pizza tonight unless I'm already at home with your sister and we're having sex. Can you believe it? Can you believe that Charlie did that? I cannot believe he
I thought you were talking about the actual news, which is that Charlie filed for bankruptcy in 2023 when he only had $1,500 in his bank account. And then Dame Dash is broke too. He's $20 million in debt. He owes $20 million in IRS stuff, and his kid got evicted from her apartment. So while these fuckers, well, not Ava, she's done nothing wrong, but while Charlie is acting oh, these TV, you guys are so used to being on TV. These reality kids are such trash.
Yeah.
Keep going.
No, Charlie's...
Keep going. These people are feeding your asses now. So let's get a little bit of respect to a Zolciak. And I've never said that before in my life.
Respect to a Zolciak.
This is I never thought I would hear myself say it, but I've said it. Respect the Zolciak.
Yeah, he is awful. And now it's he was already awful. And now you can also add a unrepentant, is it too far to say racist? But I'm going to say microaggressor. Either way, he's a dick, and he's just getting worse and worse. And he's unappealing. And now on top of that, you're broke too. So you can't be all those things.
Fucker. Yeah.
Fucker.
So this was also the episode that I officially fell in love. I mean, I've loved the show since it started. We've really liked, both of us have really liked it. But this is the one where I was oh no, this show's great. This is the one that solidified it for me. I died laughing, and then all of the other stuff was really good. Riley's just handling herself so well. I fucking love Riley. I never saw that coming. I mean, I didn't dislike Riley before, but they made it look like she has no lines. She's the whole season. I'm loving this show. I love this show. I can't believe how much I love this show. I'm obsessed. I want to marry this show. I'm gonna marry it.
I'm not at love yet, and here's the reasons why. I think we are spending too much time with the parents. I understand that the parents are the hook for this show, that these are the children of stars. But the truth is, this show is at its best when it just focuses on the main cast. So this is 2 weeks in a row where the second half of the show has been significantly more compelling, because the second half is when the kids are all just hanging out and doing things. And it actually bothered me a little bit that the show, early on in the show, we have this kind of quick recap of this crazy night out that they all had. I'm I want to see that. Why are you making me sit through this awful scene of Seth trying out his motivational speaker thing. Oh my God, I could not stand it. But it was also like, it was cringy, and I know that's the point, but also it's like it wasn't authentic. Like it was like stupid to me. I would much rather spend my screen time watching these kids talk with each other, because that to me is so entertaining. And I think Bravo has to it's like, we get it. We understand they've got famous parents. Let's just start to sunset them, because there was just too much Seth on this episode.
Can we stop talking about first of all, that is senior abuse. You're talking about sunsetting people like a science fiction movie, like turning them into Soylent Green. No. And I will not stand for this slander. I like it. I loved the Seth scene. And to me, it was very realistic, because, that thing of I'm going to talk to your friend. I mean, that's happened to me. And it's the most awkward thing ever for the person whose dad or mom is doing it. My mom went into school one time, was like, who's bullying you? And she went in and told off everybody in school, which as an adult, I'm like, what a badass. But as a kid, I was like, oh my God, and she's still to this day well, I went in there and I told those kids off. And I'm like, and you kind of ruined a lot. At that age, But I also like it because I was the kid who hated hanging out with the kids. So I was always hanging out with the adults. So I'm still like that. I'm still like, wow, I get to hang out with the adults. But then I get to see what all the kids were talking about, most likely behind my back, while I was watching their moms drink Franzia and talk shit about each other. So I don't know. It's all working for me.
Yeah. I mean, I think the show is almost there. I'm just saying I like the cast so much that I just want to spend more time with them. And I would like to see their crazy night out. I want to see what happened when they went to this club and Georgia lost her phone. I would just rather spend more time with that than Seth and Brooks golfing, or Seth and Charlie having drinks or whatever, or Gia and Teresa talking about making pizza. Those scenes were entertaining, but I didn't find them to be compelling. And so I just want more of our children on the show, front and center, doing vapid things. And if there are adults, I want them to be dismissive adults.
That's fair. You know what? Tomato.
You know what? That's okay.
You say you want more compelling. I say stop making the show so life-changing for me, especially the scenes with Teresa, Seth, and Charlie's dad hating on Charlie. I love it. Okay?
I do. That's okay, because he's dismissive. Again, I'm okay with the dismissive adults. Put in a Kelly Catrone. Put in I'm not gonna say Anna Wintour, but I don't need Dame Dash.
Yes, put in Anna Wintour. Why wouldn't you say that? Does she even have children? Are they snowmen? I would love. Are they icicles? I would love to meet her icicle children. If
they're the little mushrooms from Super Mario. They all have her haircut.
I'm in. Okay, so speaking of icicle children, Ariana opens the show, of course, because they're still doing this whole oh my God, a Zolciak in New York City. Isn't this wacky? So that's how we open it. And Ariana's monologue is
I'm in New York City. I'm like a kid in a candy shop. I am honestly in awe of my life and the fact that God has blessed me to even be here. I don't even mind the smell of urine and poop. I mean, look, I was raised in the Bierman household with 15 other children pissing everywhere. Okay, I love the loudness. I'm used to sirens. I love how fast paced it is. Wait, I love how she slid that in. I'm used to sirens. My mom calls the police on Croy every other weekend. There's just so much culture, and there's so many different kinds of people. I get this feeling here that's just gives me chills. I walk down the streets. It's how I imagine Alicia Keys singing Empire State of Mind would be. Loud, annoying, off.
Excuse me,
screeching.
Could you please have Alicia Keys shut up? I'm trying to do a play here.
You walk down the street and there's a Broadway diva making microaggressions against Alicia Keys and Audra O'Donnell. This is the life.
Please be quiet. I shouldn't have to deal with this.
Oh my God, I just got
my ass. Empire State of Shut Up. How's that going for you, boy? So she's yeah, I mean, oh my God, a bird pooped on me. Is bird poop supposed to be good luck? Because that's incredibly concerning that bird poop is supposed to be good luck. I don't know if I like this city anymore. I don't believe in these omens. I believe in Jesus.
You know who made that bird poop? The Lord did. Whitney Rose, my favorite quote of hers. I think that is my favorite Whitney Rose quote of all time. You know who did that? The Lord did.
So we go to Ava sitting on a park bench. She's talking to Brooks on the phone. And he's like, oh, my God. Riley invited everyone out and took us around Brooklyn. And then Ariana and Hudson came. But you could tell Charlie wasn't interested. And they felt like disrespected by the way that he was telling them because he wasn't very nice. And it was like right after he told me that he wanted to be in a room with my sister. And he was like, so you won't be mad if I fuck your sister. The disrespect. Girl, it is episode 3. Move it along. Like, Brooksy, I love you, but you need to move it along. This is like definitely a kid from the Meredith Mark school of, how dare you talk about my bathtub?
Yeah, he has really stringed this one out, and it's just not compelling enough. But it's funny in its own way, just because he is so fixated on it that like every time he brings it up, just when you think it's over, he'll find someone else. He'll find like a hot dog vendor, like he'll go up. We'll just see the mayoral race with like Como and the other guy, and like I have a question for the candidates. If Charlie ever texted you and said he wanted to sleep with your sister, how would you feel about it? I'll start with you, Como. He's just gonna find anyone to talk to about this.
Yeah. So Ava's like, I literally feel like a PR girl because, like, you know, I hear things about what my client's done. Now I got to go do damage control. I'm like, well, you know what? At least you're giving yourself a job and you're made up.
Maybe you can get like fake medical insurance after all. Healthcare. She's like,
I mean, I don't even know about Ariana because I like haven't met her. Like, I don't know her vibes or whatever. So then we see the flashbacks of Ariana being like, hi, nice to meet you. And Charlie being like, oh yeah, it's crazy how fast you can get a read on someone. Oh, probably doesn't even know what crypto is. Ever heard of blockchain? Loser.
So now we see Ariana and Hudson walking down the street again, and she is still doing her like, I'm constantly walking around the city with swamp ass, and I should probably have just kept that to myself. But God, I love this city. It's like Alicia Keys always sang. Well, but tomorrow we're going to go to Soho for George's event, and I'm excited for it. And we're going to see your favorite person, Hudson, Charlie.
Charlie's like, I'm not going to condition my hair today. Ugh. I'm going to have anger split ends. Zaxby's. These split ends were brought to you by Zaxby's Chicken.
Today, my look is brought to you by Tears for Fears circa 1984. So Charlie is, meanwhile, I'll go back to Charlie. Now he's in the apartment with Ava. And she's like, so I heard some tea about last night, and I heard you were still making comments about Chloe and stuff to Brooks. He's like, yeah, I was like doing it jokingly. I mean, he doesn't really even care. No, he does care, but he's like not good at confrontation. So he's probably like laughing, but he feels uncomfortable. How many people does Brooks need to actually confront Charlie about this? Because last episode was all about like, I don't want to have like a mouthpiece. And now it's been like the 5th person commissioned to do this.
Girl, it's more than a mouthpiece at this point. It's like a retainer. Like you never take it out of your mouth. It's constantly there. And unless you eat.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's basically, and I think, I think it's a little much too, because I think Charlie's just fucking with Brooks. I mean, Charlie's an asshole. Look, I'm not going to stand up for Charlie, but Brooks knows that Charlie's an asshole and he's fucking with him. But I think Charlie's like, why are you trying to make this a fucking storyline, brah? But then instead of just backing off, he just keeps making it worse, So
yeah.
What can you do? You know what, Charlie? I'm trying to stand up for you because I know how difficult it is being a wealthy, white, blonde, young person in America. There's no opportunities for you. Nobody gives you any chances. So I'm trying to stand up for you, but you're making it very, very difficult, Charlie, okay? Please, let's feel something for the straight, white, young, rich male in this country.
It's hard to look like a Skarsgård without any of the perks of being a Skarsgård. So he does carry that cross.
He's a Sarsgaard, which I know is a real thing.
He's a Sarsgaard, not a
SARS
Skarsgård.
being like, sorry, SARS.
Yeah. So now Charlie and Dylan are talking, and Charlie is like, Hudson, the other night we had this drama. It's like Hudson comes up and he's like, yo, I feel like there was some disrespect for some animosity towards us or something. And I was like, dude, you want to fight? Like, let's go fight. I can hire someone to fight you. And then we see a flashback of Hudson being like, you want to fight? No. And then Ava's like, wait, you
want to take this around the corner? Who says that?
Yeah.
Like, you wanted to
Take it
I
over.
love it. He's like, I'm so city that I like offer to fight outside around the corner so we don't disturb any businesses.
Well, guess what? There's more businesses around the corner. You fell into the corner trap. It's called a corner store. So no matter where you fight, there's going to be a business. So Ava's
fight,
like,
bro, bodega fight. It's on the corner. Dun, dun, dun. Hey, I'll compromise with you and I'll do it on the corner. So Ava's like, I mean, you said you want to fight. And he's like, yeah, but I was like around the corner, right? And then Ariana was like by his side or some shit. I would have fought him for sure. And Dylan's like, yeah, you guys want some weed? They're like, we're cameramen. We can't smoke your weed. It's like, okay, yeah. But like, guys usually like, if they fight, like, that's when they become best friends. Cause like, one time I got in this fight and I like wailed on this dude. And then he was like, bro, I can't wait to jerk off to you on fucking OnlyFans. I was like, fuck yeah. I get $15 a month from that fucking dude. Fucking awesome. I said, dudes are, bro.
yeah, man, that's how bros become friends. We just punch each other a little bit with the fists and with the dicks. So then Dylan is like, yeah, it was awesome. So the producer's like, well, but like, what about your face? Like, don't you make money off your face? He's like, no, I don't make money off this thing. It's my body. We see more shots of him shirtless.
No, it's your face. Anybody can work out. You've got the double punch. You know, you've got the face and the working out. So you're making money off your face. Don't mess up your face. And I don't even believe him that he beat the shit out of some guy and had blood all over his hands. Dylan, nobody believes you.
Well, we now go to a driving range where Seth and Brooks are playing golf. And Seth is like, get in the hole. Get it, hole. Oh my God. My dad would always be taking me golfing growing up. And like, that was like one side of it. The other side was that he would send me to like golf intensives. It's golf intensives. I mean, it's called golf lessons. Is that what you're talking about? Is what Gen Z calls lessons? Intensives? Yeah, like intensives.
Yeah, like you took me to golf camp, and he's like, "You call golf camp a golf intensive? Like, what the hell, Brooks? Are you getting any up the ass? Let's talk about it. So you swallow? Let's talk about your sex life. You have a boyfriend. He play golf. He fuck you up the butt. Hey, you ever done nosies? Yeah. That's where you fuck someone's nose. You ever done it? I read about it. I saw it on TikTok. I read about it on TikTok. It was a TikTok, but it had words on it. Do kids do that? God, I'm so glad to get kids back to reading. So let's get back to anal. You like that? It's like, Dad, gone.
I actually, I had to go to these awful intensives because they were intense. And I actually won an award. It was a unique award that they created just for me because I accidentally hit a squirrel with my golf ball, which honestly, that shouldn't have even been an award. I need to unpack that in therapy.
So then we see the boyfriend who's really cute. So Brooks has a boyfriend now and they're cleaning the apartment. And Brooks is like, I'm going to clean this thing. He's like standing on the counter.
Brooks is also wearing he's also wearing like a shirt made of like seatbelts. I'm a fashion designer. Don't know how to use a sewing machine, but I know fashion.
Yeah. So Seth's like, yeah, you know, Cade and I met in Park City. I was out with my mom. Oh no, this is Brooks. He's like, Cade and I met in Park City. I was with my mom, and he was like, oh my God, icon queen. And so like we're basically together now.
Yeah.
He buys me dinner, but I have to sign the check, Meredith Marks, and put hearts on it. It's a customer copy. He takes it home and just pretended my mom signed it. Like it's his kink.
Yeah, he lives between like Austin and LA. So I'm like always trying to get him to come to New York, which is hard because when he's not in those cities, he's in Salt Lake City, just like following my mother around and being like, icon, mother, icon. So anyway, sometimes he comes to New York City and he like vacuums my silverware for me.
Yeah, last time he came to visit, he got a hotel room, and then at the front desk, they said, are you Mr. basically Meredith Marks' son now? Okay, we've got your room ready for you. It was romantic.
How's your sex life? That's like not something I need to talk to my dad about. He's like, but you talk about your mom about it? Yeah, because she's an icon. Well, I want a deeper emotional connection. Seriously, I want to be like a mother. That's the next level for a father is to be the mother.
The dad
Ew.
becomes the mom, son. That's how it goes. Okay, tell me, what about your body count? Is that high? You got a high body count? What about your boyfriend? He got a high body count? He's like, where did you hear body count? He's like, yeah, I just learned it. It was TikTok. You know what? I just want to make sure you know before you give your heart completely, it's mutual. Are you just a body count on a counter of bodies? Come on. Have you fucked the bodies? All right, it's body count. How much anal does that take? Damn, stop. Do you swallow a load and that's on your body? Is a handy a body count? Tell me. I need to know.
What sort of hair does he have? Because I've been told by someone in my wife's circle that you can have hair that indicates your body count.
He's like, well, speaking of body count, Chloe went on a date with Charlie, and Charlie said this thing about Chloe. He's like, oh, Jesus. God, I haven't even been here and I've heard about this. What is Chloe's body count? Dad, that's not the point. Does she like anal? Dad.
But he texted me after, and he said, like, come meet, like, let's meet up unless I'm at my place with your sister. He's like, wow. She needs to know who she's signing up for with a guy who behaves like this. And he's like, well, is that how you behave? He's like, at that age? Like a little 16-year-old? Yeah. I mean, because it was entertaining. I used to be like that. But he's 29.
Okay, well, maybe not that age. And he's like, yeah, you were married with 3 kids, Dad. He goes, yeah, but I'm always going to be immature. That's the point, son. You know, those are immature moments. You know, I relate to that. God, I love this kid. God, I'm going to see if he's got some extra dad. Need a dad? He needs a dad, right? I bet he'll talk about anal. I'm taking this kid to lunch. Yeah. He probably hasn't swallowed loads, right? All right, I won't bring that up. Body count. Lunch with Charlie. God, I can't
I'm going to
wait.
bring him a cake with Whitney Rose's boobs on it and see what he does. Let's see if he's truly like me. I think I know how it's going to turn out.
He's like, Dad, I can handle it. I'm 24. You don't need to go talk to people. Can you? Because it's episode 3. I mean, I think in your time, it's like the 3rd week you're talking. It's been a month of you talking. Your dad needs to step in. I'm for it.
Yeah, and basically Seth decides that he's like, wow, it seems like Charlie doesn't have a deep relationship with his dad, so I'll be his dad now, which I think is actually a bit like presumptuous to do that, even to someone like Charlie. So now we go over to New Jersey, and Gia's like, hi, Mom, how are you doing? She's like,
I went to go get my chocolina lasered, and I got like a Brazilian down there, but they numb my butthole, and I was like, ouch, ouch, wow. And she was like, next time we'll numb your butthole. Okay, I was like, okay, I never did bleach my butthole before.
I never did my butthole before, but I had a Brazilian do my butthole. Does that make no sense?
Like, oh my God, Mom, like, I'm for sure moving out, but like, it's so difficult because like New Jersey has like a turnpike, and then you go like into the turnpike and it could be flooded with water any second. I could die there. I love living here though, because you know, we got a pizza oven, we got like a floor, we got like mops. It's like perfect here.
Gia goes, also, there's no taxes in New Jersey. And then we see it on screen. It says, no, this Jersey has the second highest average property taxes. You guys just don't pay your taxes. But there are, in fact, taxes in New Jersey.
Some of us need to stop listening to our parents because that is such a Joe Giudice thing to say. There's
no
what does she mean?
taxes
No, there's
here.
no taxes in Jersey. Do they have no sales tax? What is she talking
Maybe
about?
she meant taxis. I don't know. She's like, so this
Maybe
weekend,
she meant we don't got waxes in Germany and in Jersey. That's why my dad's got to get shaved every day by Melania.
So this weekend, I'm going to have everyone over for a pool party, which is just what cool kids from New York City want to do. Go to Jersey for a pool party when they could go to Soho House instead.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, I'm so upset I'm not going to be there for it.
I know, but I'm going to make pizzas with everyone. So, you know, I'm going to get the dough from Pizza Cucina.
Oh, my God, did you numb the pizza cucina first? I never did that before.
No, Ma, not your...
I got a Brazilian on my cucina.
Ma, you're getting confused. You're getting confused, Ma.
Oh, sorry, I meant my chocolina. But have you been to Chocolina Pizza Cucina yet, though?
Okay, everybody who's wondering, all the Jersey people out there in the turnpike slamming on their steering wheels, here's the law. You're right. New Jersey has some specific tax policies related to clothing and groceries, but it's not entirely accurate to say there's no tax in Jersey. Jersey does have a sales tax currently at 6.625% on most tangible personal property and certain services. However, There are exemptions for several categories: most clothing and footwear, most food sold as groceries, prescription medications, and certain other items, including Chocolina waxing, agricultural supplies, and coochie waxing, which is different than Chocolina waxing. So there you go.
Yeah, we all learned something now. So Gia's gonna make pizza. She's gonna have a psychic that's gonna come. And like Teresa is like,
Oh, yeah, by the way, no one on the trampoline.
like, why do you have a trampoline then? The trampoline is made for these parties. It's made for pool parties.
I love that.
So-
It's like trampolines for adults only. Like what?
So yeah, it's there. And she's like,
By the way, there are cameras outside, so I'm going to be watching yous.
so yeah, big party about to come. So now we see Charlie walking down the street, and Gia texts him about the pool party, and he's like, cool, dope, whatever. You know, he's absolutely disgusted with the idea of going to New Jersey to like Gia's pool party. He's like, I guess I got to do it for the show, but he doesn't want to hang out with Jersey girls.
Okay, so now we get Charlie going to Casa Bond with his mom, Liz, and the mom's boyfriend, Ivor. Oh my God, these two. So Charlie sits down with these crazy people and he's like, wow, I haven't seen you since like Mother's Day, I guess. And Ivor's like, do you guys in America take Mother's Day seriously, though? Do you? Ugh, disgusting. We don't celebrate mothers where I'm from. Across the pond, we say, oh, there's a pond. I'll drown you in it. You insufferable wench who birthed me. That's just how we do it there.
She goes, well, you know, it just happened to be that I last time on Mother's Day because I just happened to be in town. And so I said, oh, it's Mother's Day. Let's have lunch. So I thought, you know, I almost forgot that I had this son. And I thought, well, I guess I might as well do something motherly once in a while. So I threw him a bone. And I was like, come on, Peter, let's go to lunch. He said, my name's Charlie. I said, well, whatever your name is, I got to do this once every 5 years. Am I right?
God, you went out with the whole family or whoever just happens to be around. Sounds disgusting. He's such a ghoul, this Ivar. So what a weird fucking dude. And she's like, well, I mean, everybody's still speaking to me as of now, so those are the people that got to come. And Charlie tells us his sad, sad story. His parents got divorced when he was 3-ish. He grew up with his mom till he was 10, but then his mom was like, gross, I'm artsy. So she got rid of me. You know, she gave me home-cooked meal stuff, but then she just got sick of me, so my dad took custody because she wasn't really feeling up to it. You know, the first time I sold all my jelly beans and bought crypto with it, she said, you're right, fucking brat. And, you know, it got more factored when I needed her assistance with my dad, and I was like, Dad's mean, then she didn't do shit about it, and that's when I knew Mama doesn't care. Peter's a child who lost his mama. Yeah, you're still an asshole, Charlie. I feel nothing.
I'm going to translate Charlie's story, which is she tried to raise Charlie. He was out of control, spoiled brat. Like
kept
just
getting kicked out of boarding school and shit.
Kicked out of boarding school, private school. She couldn't deal with it anymore. So she's like, guess what? You now have to live with your dad because he's more stern than I am. So then he was raised by his dad and he's still a little shit. And then anytime he was trying to get his way, he would make his pitch to the mom and sell it in one way. And then he would go tell the dad, like, this mom said it's okay. And then dad would call mom and she'd be like, I never said that little fucking shit. And dad's like, you're busted. That's what this story is.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't believe any of his spin whatsoever.
I don't either. And Charlie's like,
It was abuse, man. It was abuse. It was child abuse.
so don't believe him. And he's like, yeah, I mean, like you, mom, like you don't alienate us the way dad does. She goes, no, it's not alienation. You know, it's send to voicemail is what I call it. It's always worked for me as a mother.
You know, she was like, you know, it's so nice because, you know, we used to go out years ago and now we're all back together. So I can see how the drugs are affecting your body now, all these years later. And he's like,
She's
yeah.
talking about Ivar. So Ivar's like, oh,
Same-
yes. We
same
met
story.
40 It's like we met 40 years ago in Dallas, of all places. She's like, yeah, I was dating Jean-Michel Basquiat. Remember that? He's like, why did your accent turn French? Because his name was Jean-Michel Basquiat. Come on, Charlie, do you remember?
You know, every time Ivar shows up at a cafe with an ascot on and tries to pretend like he's an artist, I just like to remind him that my ex was Basquiat. My best friend was Debbie Harry. So good try, Ivar.
And Ivar's like, yeah, well, your mom went out with my best friend, but he was too boring and she left him, even though he had a huge cock.
Charlie's like, how do you know how big his cock?
How are you not playing with your nipples while you talk? He's like teething out and like licking his lips. Ugh, he's creepy, this guy.
I know. Charlie's like, Ivar, how did you know how big your best friend's cock was? He goes, well, there's always a hint of mint about us Englishmen, so I knew.
Could you take one now? I'm not even around you, and I know you need one.
A hint of mint. So Charlie's like, my mom fucked up in early youth, but like she's been such a good mom. Like she's tried so hard to make up for it. Unlike my dad, who continues to be a dick and open up old wounds. And then we see a flashback to basically the dad saying like his sister was his favorite. I don't know. Yeah. I think his dad's just a realist.
I mean, it's just amazing. I remember you were just so intuitive as a child. And it's funny because Basquiat's not your father, but your life has grown up to resemble one of his paintings. And that's always really touched me, Charlie. You know, you're just so amazing, intuitive as a child. Always, when I didn't want to speak to you, you would walk away. And it was just glorious. You know, I remember one day I was sick and I said to you, Charlie, you're going to have to make a peanut butter sandwich. And he said, I'll make you one, Mummy. I love you. You brought me a bottle of vodka and a straw, a little mirror with a razor on it. That was the only Mother's Day I'll ever need. Thank you.
And just like that Basquiat, unlike that Basquiat painting that you look like, you have no inherent worth. Anyway, great seeing you again, love. So
I love that her best memory of Charlie is that he made her a sandwich one time when she didn't feel like making dinner. She's like, your acts of service, Charlie, really quite amazing. Whenever someone says, describe your child, I say, he would always press the button on the elevator. What a good kid.
I know. Unfortunately, it was a terrible sandwich, so that was the moment I realized I had to give you over to your father. So she's like, so are you happy with where you are right now? That's a rhetorical question. You obviously are miserable because we failed you as parents. And he's like, well, I'm at my point in my life where like, I'm 29, right? Like turning 30 soon enough. And it just would be nice if like, I was maybe a little bit further along in like a career path. Oh, well, to be further along, you have to start on one. So there's that. How about that?
Yeah, you might want to start, you know? And he's like, Dad's an asshole. He doesn't give me emotional support. Like, what the hell? I don't get emotional support from Anwar. And she's like, well, Anwar didn't get emotional support because there was Gigi and then there was the other one. And Anwar's the other one. How do you think he feels? I'm not talking about the Hadids, Mom. I'm talking about Dad. Oh, right, your father. No, it's not that he doesn't support you. He just doesn't like you, Charlie. All right? And in fairness to him, his skill set that he uses in business makes us all rich. So let's be grateful for Dad. All right. You can hire somebody to hug you, Charlie. And I was like, I can do it. Hint of mint.
Oh, wait. I want to show you something, Charlie. Before you start talking about career paths, I want to remind you that you can just be a lazy artist who coasts off his parents' money. Look, some pictures that you drew. I saved them. Look at these. And he's like, oh, yeah, I do remember them. And so you think for a moment, it'll be like, wow, imagine Charlie has like a hidden talent. Like he actually has raw artistry that he got from his mom who worked in the world of artistry. And we see the painting, the pictures. It's just like doodles of like stick figures shooting each other. Absolutely brilliant.
So good. He goes, wow. Oh my God, I do remember this. Is this Dad that I'm drawing getting killed? Bullet through the head, knife through the head. That's funny as fuck. Wow.
Yes. We call these Basque knots.
When I tell you, I died laughing at this. Like, where else are you going to get this? I brought pictures you drew of your father. Oh, yeah, it's the one where I stabbed him in the head. It's the one where I shot him 5 times. God, these are good. God, what a family.
And then he says, hey, you know what? You know what I'm rewatching right now? Succession. And Ivar's like, oh, isn't it wonderful? Hintofmint.com. And Charlie's like, yeah, I mean, if that guy isn't literally Anwar incarnate, I mean, my dad is the dad from that show. Just how badly, like, one of the sons wants his approval and how little he gives a fuck. I'm like, Charlie, I hate to break it to you. The dad is the hero on that show. It's the children who are the villains. You know, no one roots for the kids on that show, right?
I hope you really pay attention to the part where the dad comes in and says, I love you all, but you're not just serious people. You're just not serious people.
I hope you pay attention to
the Charlie.
I hope you pay attention to the part where the children are insufferable for 4 seasons in a row and no one likes them. And cheers for their demise.
One of the only shows where everybody's like dying to know how it ends and actually hoping everybody gets killed.
It's like Charlie's actually casting himself in the role of like Jeremy Strong. Like, ugh, what an honor to be the Jeremy Strong character. The only person.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, you know, like the kids, there's that one kid who just wants him to love him, but then he just rips him down. He's like, I don't want to shit talk dad too much because, like, God forbid I get cut off when this airs, but he's really a vicious motherfucker sometimes. Yeah. And guess what? You're broke now. So.
Yes, exactly. Looks like someone got cut off. No. So now we go over to Brooks's apartment and Shy comes over. So finally we're getting to like spend time with Shy, who's in the poster, in the front row of the poster. Shy is like, so I got introduced to the rest of the group through Dylan, and like I have a full-time job. I'm an agent's assistant and I spend most of my free time sewing. So, you know, like my mom dropped me off some curtains the other day and then like I put them up and then I was like, no. And I took them down and I made them into pants.
And I'm wearing the pants right now. And he gets up and he shows us the pants. Babe, those are $10 IKEA sheer curtains. They're like still obviously $10 IKEA shirt. I mean, congratulations on being able to sew, but I don't know. Better eye.
I did something similar.
I really like him.
I turned, there was a fitted sheet that I was going to throw out, and instead I turned that into a pair of shorts. And I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. I turned the fitted sheet into shorts. And when I tell you, they are basically see-through. There's a difference between sheet material and like clothing material.
Yeah.
Doesn't always work out. Doesn't work out.
So he's having to show Brooks how to sew because Brooks still doesn't really know. He's like, I got a new machine, but I like it's like a thing and like you put a thing on a whatever. Could you do it? He's like, okay, yeah, I'll show you. Just put this on the bobbin and then thread the thing through. He's like, wow. Yeah, I'm like really like I'm gonna like learn because like I'm a fashion designer and I want to be more than just like a one tracksuit wonder. And then we see Jen Shaw being like, is that it? Is there like any other designs? Is that the only design? What about me?
Says the lady who now is in just a one tracksuit rotation.
Yeah, no kidding. That karma came quickly. I wouldn't fuck with Brooks, man. That karma comes quickly. I never thought about that. Now she's a one tracksuit wonder. That's cool.
I also think it's hilarious that Brooks is on like year 4 or 5 of his fashion designer journey, and he's only like sitting down with his first ever sewing machine. He's like, okay, what do I do? It's like at least do this off camera. At least learn about it, how a sewing machine works off camera.
Yeah, so, he should have taken a few weeks before the show started shooting and like come up with some stuff and had them there to be like, look, I'm a designer. I've been doing this since my tracksuit, you know? But,
yeah.
Like, how do you put a thread in the needle? I mean, he literally asked how to thread a needle.
Shy is like, why am I better at this than you? This is not my role on the show. So then now Riley shows up and Shy's saying like Riley is by far the most genuine and they love each other. So so Shy is showing how to use the sewing machine, and he's like, okay, you just take the fabric and you move it forward like this. Ow, it just got me. And then he's like, just kidding. And Brooks is like, oh my God, like I literally almost died. I thought you were like serious. I thought you died. I thought like you died of sewing machine. That was so scary.
I literally almost fell over in horror. It was like the time Charlie texted me and said, so he's like, so are you still on your own phone bill or are you on your parents? And he's like, no, I'm on my parents right now. They were going to switch me out, but then they saw I was still making pants out of drapes and I wasn't ready. So it's actually a good move on my part. He's like, yeah, same. Like second I have my own phone bill, I'm going to be like, that's adulting. Get a needle, get a thread through a needle, Brooks.
I know. Get to work, Cinderella. So Shy's like, yeah, I'm trying to get off my phone more because like if we don't have phones, we don't have a phone bill. Oh my God, that's like amazing.
Riley's that's like crazy. I was thinking like if I don't buy food, then I won't eat it. So I just stopped buying food. Brooks, why are you eating the sewing machine? We should have talked about food. Ow. The needle hurt, but it's worth it.
So Riley's like, okay, I came over here to shoot a scene with you guys, not watch you marvel about phone bills. So Guess what? Georgia lost her phone. Last night, she was like saying she was going crazy without it. And she was like so stressed. And when we went out, she couldn't communicate with anyone. And Brooke's like, wow, did I really miss that much when I went home? And she's like, yeah, it was crazy. Wow. Okay, everyone, America, buckle up. Here comes the story. We went to an art gallery event that Georgia produced. Yeah.
So we see a flashback, and Georgia's like, yeah, so when I'm looking at art, I just kind of like, I feel like nothing sometimes. You know what I mean? That's like what art does to you.
Yeah, I invited people who I thought would be really interested in this event. So naturally, there was a Zolciak there. And then we see the event, and Georgia's like, where the fuck are Dylan and Charlie? Ugh. So then Georgia says, I really like Ariana and Hudson. So then I was like, okay. And then, I have Charlie, who's like my friend. And so he just immediately is like, no, I don't like them. And he expects like unwavering loyalty all the time.
Yeah, and Ariana wants to squash the beef with Charlie. She's like, I hope this guy can keep his small dick energy in his pants and calm down so we can just be friends. So then we see the after party, and she tells Charlie, like, let's backtrack. And he's like, sure, I'd be welcome to that. Welcome to New York. Let's start over. So
they just basically just wrap up that entire storyline for us. It's like, excuse you, like we're here. I was invested in this rivalry. How could you just like end it in a flashback?
Because we've got something new now. So now we go to Georgia dancing at the after party. Just like, dancing like artists do. Like her hands are in the air. It's like, what? Like I might as well be looking at art right now. I'm thinking nothing. And then, dun, dun, dun. I left around 11. I don't really go to clubs, period. Because I'd rather like sit on my bed on my iPad, like drawing needles, trying to figure out how to put that string through them. And so Charlie is giving Ariana and Hudson a group hug after they leave. And then Riley's like, wait, so Charlie and Dylan met up with some girls, which Georgia got really upset about. But Georgia was really under the influence. Cut to Georgia just being like, what? Where's Charlie? Is Charlie even here? Is Charlie in that frame on the wall? What's happening?
And then Shy left early, and then like Charlie ditched me with Georgia, who still doesn't even have her phone. And then we see Charlie getting in his car, and he's like, wait, why isn't Riley calling me? And then Georgia's like, what the fuck? They just like fucking left me at this party. How could I do this? This was supposed to be the best party of my life. This was like a marshmallow activation at the Haribo store. Premier DJ, Premier Candy. I can't believe they'd leave.
So that's the drama. Georgia's mad now because she got left at a party. So now we see Charlie walking down the street carrying a skateboard. He's like, yeah, I'm a skateboarder. So I'm basically almost a 30-year-old skateboarder. So surely dad'll love me soon. I'm a real rebel. Like, you're literally doing Bart Simpson to get your dad's love. Girl.
Yeah. So Seth FaceTimes him. He's like, Charlie, what's up, brother? I wanted to reach out to see if you and I could get together, or as the kids say, hang. I hear things about you that concern me, #body count, and I want to make sure you know there's a grown-ass man that cares about you, so that way you don't have to crash out. Be so for real right now. Charlie's like, okay, I guess we can get together. All right, you got it. Stay strong, brother. Okay, thanks. Talk to you. Bye-bye. Wait, do you guys say bye in a different way? Please tell me. I don't want to embarrass myself.
Catch you later, alligator motherfucker in a trucker. That's right. That's you. See you soon, buddy.
He's like, awkward. So then we go to Seth and Charlie. Okay, so they have a lunch, and Seth's like, wow, you're taller than I thought you'd be, huh? Yeah, I'm real excited to. The Charlie chat. Here we go. There a chocolate factory near? Charlie, what you thinking? Just kidding. All right, let's get some iced tea or Coke. Should we do some Coke? You got Coke? A cola. I mean, he's a kid. Are you a kid? You got Coke? Just, you order what you want. I'll go along with it. I'm a cool dad.
Yeah. All right, then just so you can feel comfortable with this whole scene we're shooting, I have 3 kids. He's like, I know. And I've always wanted to be like a life coach. So I thought, I want you to be one of my first non-genetic clients on TV. This will go great.
Because Seth was doing this. Remember after their first season, he's like, hey, everybody, I'm a life coach. And here's what you just got to do. Just follow my Instagram. I'll give you life coaching skills. All right, these are Ziploc bags. Let me tell you something. You don't want something to get wet? What do? Put it in your pocket? What are you, fucking an idiot? No. You put it in a Ziploc bag. Make sure you grab it with 2 fingers and it zip locks. You get it? That's why they call it that. I never really got that until I actually concentrated on what it meant. Follow me, like and subscribe for more good tips like this. Also, give your wife a present every once in a while. Talk to you soon.
Charlie's like, what I would rather be doing than having this meeting with Seth, I don't know, cutting my own dick off, sleeping, vomiting at my house, fucking Chloe, literally everything. And honestly, this is one of the few times I think I'm going to be on Charlie's side. So Seth is like,
he's
hey,
an asshole, but he makes me laugh at least.
I was talking to you about before to you and Chloe even hung out. I was talking to you. I see myself in you, man. So I know how dudes think. I get it. I get it, bro. Okay. And the pride and joy of my life, my daughter. Okay. You have a connection going. She's got low body count. You've got high body count. Let's not find an average, okay? And whether it's going to be a body count transaction or something deeper or more meaningful, I don't know. Be so for real right now. Did I use that one already?
You guys coupled up? You closed off? Like, what's going on with you two, huh? Like, come on. You give her fanny flutters? Right, just tell me where we're going here, brother, man. Bro ham. And he's like, I've been on one date with her, but I will say the level of familial involvement is a little more intense than I'm used to. And my mom's boyfriend just talked about her ex-boyfriend's huge dick. So it just maybe reel it in a little bit.
We are so back right now. I mean, you're right. And I have to say, it just sounded like you were objectifying Chloe a little bit, which is really my role, not your role. He's like, well, it wasn't anything crazy, I assure you. Well, you didn't say I'd love the opportunity to share sexual energy with your sister. You didn't say that? Because if you didn't, I'd like to use that one.
Definitely did not use that wording. It's nothing. I mean, like waking up together. I mean, come on, that was it. And he's like, oh, so was the F word even involved in it? He's like, no, I would never call Brooks that. No, the body count one. Oh, I don't know. Did I say that? Maybe I did. You know what? Maybe I did. I don't know. Maybe. He's like, yeah, sounds like you're objectifying women, Charlie, okay? To me, it's a bunch of noise. It sounds like something I might have said. Did you get a boner this morning? Did you play with it? What kind of porn did you watch? Huh? Was it like little people being tossed in bars? And just tell me the truth. I'm not getting a boner right now. Why are you staring at my boner? It's a tent. It's a tent in my pants. Oh, my God. Can we get a glass of water for this horny little goat? Hey, do you have a bathroom we can go into? Just to compare sizes, Just want to make sure we're really as similar as I think.
I just really don't want you objectifying women unless it's in cake form and there's some boobs rising out of it, in which case you can lick those. That's okay. Anywho, Brooks, tell me about what's going on with you and Brooks. He's like, well, Brooks and I have spoken about this and I've apologized at least like 3 times now and over text. Like, okay, well, I'm going to tell him, dude, I love Charlie. He's very remorseful about it. Let's move the fuck on. Great teaching moment for them. Okay. That's what we got. That's what we got to say. Right. Because the most important thing in relationships is authenticity. Sometimes you got to cherish that relationship. You put it in the Ziploc bag and then you close it. Because did you see my video about how those close? Zip and lock. Okay, the zip is zipper, lock is for lock.
Hold on a second. News coming in. Your relationship is choking. Your relationship. Okay, do not put human relationships in a Ziploc bag. Okay, life coaching lesson update. All right, don't do it. Kids die like this. This is how kids die. Do you know how many kids have been found in uptown Manhattan with Ziploc bags over their head, dead? It's a crazy thing. That's why they need me, Charlie. Listen, I think you're a good guy. You got a boner. I got a boner. You went to Cornell. I got a boner. Tell me about Cornell. What was that like?
He's like, I actually went to Emory and then NYU. Oh, so no Ivy League. Okay, why am I trying to save this relationship? Damn it. I thought for sure there was Cornell in there. Okay, well, great seeing you.
He's like, yeah, and then I got a master's from NYU, talent, restaurant marketing, shit like that, stuff you don't really need in real life. He's like, yeah, I'm so proud of you. God, I'm so proud. Does your dad ever say I'm proud of you? Does he ever ask you to sit right on his lap and whisper in your ear, I'm proud of you, son, not in a gay way? Your dad didn't say that. I said that. Is this inappropriate? Why am I on your lap? Who's the dad here? God.
Well, my dad did say, wow, I'm so proud that you got a master's at NYU for something that anyone can just do on Canva, which is make a flyer for a restaurant. And then he said, you realize I was being sarcastic, right? So I don't know. Technically, he said he was proud of me, but I don't know if tonally he was proud of me.
I don't know if our conversations were so explicit like that. I love that wording. And Charlie's like, yeah, Seth and my dad couldn't be more different. I mean, just in the way he gives me like life advice, like my dad would fucking laugh at that, you know? It's like, this guy is so fucking full of horse shit.
It's fair. So then Seth is like, hey, you know what? You don't get to pick your parents, but you do get to pick your masters at NYU. God, I'm so proud of you. Wow, restaurant marketing. Look at what you're doing with that. You are doing something with that. Are you doing something with it? Was it real? Is this a real master's? Or is this just something you told your mom? Anyway, remove your expectations completely for both of them. And now it's time to go rip and become Charlie fucking, I actually don't know your last name. Sorry, this motivational speaking thing is
Chocolate
really new
Factory,
for me.
Charlie Chocolate Factory. That's what I'm going to call you, kid. All right. Charlie and the Boner Factory. Am I right? You and me. So, hey, you got heartburn? Why are you coughing like that? He's like, got a hangover. He's like, oh, yeah. What time did you get home? I remember that. I got home, got 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning. Girls with me, guys with me. Who knows? Who knows even was with me? Are you Pan? What's the Pan thing? You guys hang out with the Pans person? What's that about? You like cooking? What's that? Fuck everybody? He's a bisexual? Who's he stick his dick in? What's his body count?
You got a roommate? What's his deal? What's his body count? Okay. And Charlie's like, yeah, he's like bisexual, Oh, so that's like fluid? So that's fluid. Does he have to go to like Pep Boys or something, get that fluid replaced? I'm just kidding. Just like want to break the ice. It's very serious. Hey, I'm just a bro. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for getting your fluids changed. Good for you.
He's like, it's called pansexual, I guess, like pans or something. And he goes, oh yeah, pansexual. That's what I'm trying to get to. Don't tell my wife. It's a good one, right? Charlie's like, fair.
I went to Williams-Sonoma. I was like, you got any pans in here? Yeah, because it's pans.
I sell
pans.
I came. They didn't like it. Anyway. They didn't like that, though. I'm not alled to go back there. Pan shopping at Target from now on.
I turned that Le Creuset into some Le Crusté, if you know what I'm saying.
Whenever Charlie wants out of a conversation, he just goes, fair.
I think I may do the same thing. Fair.
Yeah.
So now we cut to Georgia, Brooks and Chloe getting on a party bus, and Georgia's like, this is the SS Georgia. So they're all gathering for this, and Georgia is Georgia asks Chloe if she's seen Charlie since the date, and she's like, no, you haven't? Like, would you go again? And she's like, well, he hasn't asked me. And Brooks is like, yeah, please do it and disrespect my sister again. Hey, bus driver, did you hear this? So Charlie texted me, ...
He's like, yeah, my dad met with Charlie. I guess I should have a dad that's like willing to do that. Like, right now it's feeling like a big negative, but also my finger really hurts. Needles are hard. So then Ariana, everybody starts coming, but Ariana brings laundry because Gia told her to just bring her laundry. And it's like so expensive at the hotel.
Yeah, she's smart. Bring that laundry. She also brought 2 giant dogs onto this party bus. So then now we're in Jersey, and Gia's like, I really do enjoying hosting parties. Like, the setting up for it is honestly fine. And then she's just setting up, and there's dog shit everywhere. And everyone, meanwhile, on the party bus, the real drama of the episode starts. So Georgia's like, guys, should we play a game? And Raleigh's like, well, we could do something like whisper a question into Shy's ear and then be like, who's the weirdest person here? Okay, cool. Let's play it.
Okay, so Shy's like, okay, who's the most likely to ditch you at a club? Which is a messy question because we know where this is going. And George is like, 2 points to Charlie, like totally ditched me at a club just the other day. He's like, I didn't ditch you. We were busy. We were busy hooking up. We met girls. And Riley's like, yeah, but I told Georgia, I was like, it would have been fine if you came up and like, hey, we're about to go with these girls, but like you didn't even tell us. And he's like, yeah, Dylan, I told Dylan to tell you. So we basically did say bye. She's like, Dylan did not tell us. And he goes, yeah, but then you got mad at that girl. And she's like, no, I wasn't. And he goes, yeah, it's on camera, Riley. So she's like, no, I didn't. And he goes, yeah, Dylan and I are talking to these girls. And Riley goes up and she's like, yo, you think it's cool just to be here with Charlie and not come up and make sure it's not cool with me? Like you did this whole like thing. He's like waving his finger and rolling his head. Oh, hell no. My couch backed up. I backed my couch up all the way into the wall.
And I was already feeling a little like my eyebrow was already raised from earlier in the season when they were saying Riley can be like really scary sometimes. She's like scary. I was like, this feels like a little microaggression-y personally. So Riley's like, I didn't do
Georgia
that.
did that too with him earlier in the season.
Yeah.
And when that happened, I was like, is this like a generational thing where they're just like, that's fine for them? Like, I didn't think, I honestly had a moment where I was like, is it like, are we more sensitive to that kind of thing in older generations? Because it didn't even seem to ping anything on the show. So I was like, well, that's weird.
I personally was actually a little shocked when Georgia said scary and then the subsequent conversation in this van, mainly because this is a younger generation and they were a generation that was like very active and part of a lot of the conversation around these microaggressions that came out in 2020. So it was like shocking to me, but maybe I shouldn't be shocked because, you know, white people are going to white people. But like I was sort of surprised that they were surprised to be called out for microaggressions in this scene. I'm like, you guys are the young people. It's like the old people that you would think would be the ones who'd be like, what? But like, you're the young people who should have been like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, I thought you all had many conversations about this and were much more in tune about this than us old.
Yeah, you're the ones who've been schooling the old people. So what the hell? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it's like something that they just collectively were like, okay. I guess, I don't know, like it doesn't bother them as anyway. It pinged me too, but I didn't say anything at the time because I was like, what are these kids doing?
I was like, yeah, it pinged me, but I was like, it didn't seem to be a storyline. I was like, okay, okay, well, whatever. So then we see a flashback of what happened with Riley and this girl, Sylvia. So Riley goes, what's your name? She goes, Sylvia. Hi, Sylvia. Nice to meet you. Sorry. I love when my friends' girls ask my name. I'm his friend, so you should be nice to him. Like
she was basically,
that was the conversation.
Well, she was like, yeah, like, basically like, why aren't you introducing yourself to us? Like, hello, we're here or something. And so Riley's like, yeah, I just went up and said, hey, I'm Riley. And like, you didn't say anything. You didn't introduce yourself to us. And Charlie's like, yeah, but like, what was the attitude? Like, oh yeah. And that's when he does his snappy finger head. She's like, no, I didn't. And Charlie goes, yeah, the girl actually handled it well. And Ava's like, who? And he says, the girl. Like, I'm saying that the girl handled Riley well. And Georgia's like, yeah, those girls never introduced themselves. But that was off, Charlie. And he's like, well, Riley never introduced herself. And I didn't see her go up and say, hey, nice to meet you. First thing she did was like start accosting her. And so Riley's like had enough at this point.
Yeah. So Georgia's like, wait, Riley. So Riley starts to cry. And she's like, wait, Riley, are you okay? Do you need a hug? Don't touch me. Riley's like, no, I'm just mad because you guys all do this. And Georgia's like, what? Are you really? What's wrong? And so Riley's like, I'm not trying to make it a thing, but I hate that when you guys try to play this like I'm scary or I'm scaring the random white girl. It's just so annoying and it just sucks because it's like a real thing that I have to go through every single day. And I'm so fucking nice to everybody. And there's always like everyone trying to come off whenever I talk to some white girl that I'm trying to scare them. Like, no, your girls were rude. It's disrespectful. Like, you're around people. Introduce yourself.
And he goes, well, I don't know about what them being white has to do with anything. Oh my God, Charlie, read a fucking.
It's not about them being white.
God.
It's about you making Riley seem like she was a monster and like on a rampage and terrifying when actually the girls were the rude ones and Riley was trying to be nice even though she was a little annoyed by them.
Yeah, and she was like, you just like waved your finger and rolled your head. Like, what the hell? He goes, oh yeah, that's not a racial thing. And she's like, okay, but then when have I ever done that? Like, when have I ever like waved my finger and rolled my head? What the hell? Don't do that. And he's like, yeah, I think this conversation's a little bit extra.
Which in turn is yet another. So she's like, well,
he's doing it
again.
again. Like, this guy does not fucking listen or learn. What an idiot.
So Ava's like, I think there are specific nuances that like you don't even think about. And Charlie's like, well, I didn't. Well, I'm sorry. I don't want to make you upset. And Riley's like, well, because you just did the same thing with the hand sanitizer thing, Georgia. Like you were like, oh yeah, you were just scary in the way you just said it. And I let it go. So it did actually ping on the radar. And Georgia's like, well, Riley, you said that hand washing thing so calm to me. And it was just a tone of voice thing. And I love you now. I'm over it. So
it's not about you being
She said it
over
nice, but the tone was scary. Okay, how do you say something nice but the tone is scary?
Yeah, she said it was a tone thing. Oh my God,
calm but scary.
So she's like, I love you. I'm over it now. It's not about you being over it. comments about what you said. So she's like, but I was with you when this happened and you're annoyed with the situation. And all I said is they should introduce themselves instead of you guys acting like we're two separate groups. It's like a manners thing. And Charlie's like, okay, I subscribe to that logic. Okay. And she goes, yeah, so I'm just introducing myself to show manners that she did not show. And he's like, you confronted her. This little girl. He goes, this little girl. You confronted her. And she goes, oh, really? Little girl?
Like
She's
textbook.
older than me. Because I'm taller, I scared her. Like, why are you trying to spin this narrative that I'm like this scary black girl when I'm not this scary black girl? He's just not getting it. Oh my God.
And also, like, I didn't find that Riley was actually confrontational. She said, I mean, maybe she like maybe a little sarcastic or whatever, but when she said,
she was like, yeah, she was being sarcastic. She was like, hey, nice to meet you. Thanks for introducing yourself. Like, what the hell? Like, you come into a group of people and you don't even say hi, you know?
Mm-hmm. So Charlie's like, well, this is so far from what I said. Let's be very clear. She goes, no, it's your mannerisms. You do this all the time. You don't realize when you do shit. And it's annoying because it's bigger than just the stupid conversation because this shit I have to deal with and you're just adding to it. And he's like, well, I didn't mean to imitate you in an offensive way. And she's like, okay, well, it just hit a chord. So Ava is saying how Riley is trying to explain to him, like, oh, there are all these different microaggressions that she may be feeling on a daily basis. And he contributed to it unknowingly. And it's not his intention. But like, you know, like double down on anywhere else you want in life. But when you've actually hurt your friend's feelings, you have to stop doubling down.
Yeah, like, hello. So she's trying to explain it to him. And he's like, sorry for hurting your feelings. I didn't mean to make you feel this way. And she's like, okay, but maybe be loving about it. You know, you don't need to defend yourself. And he goes, okay, you know what? I'm just going to be silent.
This is the classic thing. I can't say anything right. I'll just be quiet.
I'll be defensive women. I guess I'll just shut up now.
So now he's the victim.
Try it more.
Yeah. So we get to New Jersey and everyone shows up. And Charlie's like, by the way, nobody tell Gia about our fight because I don't want her to be mad at me too. I don't need more enemies at this party. Oh, relax, sir. You are the aggressor here. You cannot act like you're the victim of anything.
So they go to the party.
While you sit here talking about the entire episode, how, daddy doesn't love me. And like you expect some sympathy from us. And yet when your friend expresses something that she wants sympathy for, suddenly it's like, oh, I can't say anything. Oh, it's all defensive.
I know. I see what you're trying to do. But at the end of the day, I feel like the audience is just feeling like your dad has a point. Yeah. So Riley goes off to the side and calls Candy. And she's like, you know, when people try to mimic black women and they like purse their lips and like start slinging their finger around. And Candy's like, I know he did not. She's like, yeah. And, you know, like I've heard the slurs and everything, but no one's ever like none of my friends ever did it to me. I mean, wow. And so then Charlie is like, well, by the way, like he's talking to Shai and he's like, by the way, I learned Sanskrit in elementary school. Yeah. I mean, I forgot it now, but like I know Sanskrit. So,
I mean, the juxtaposition of this guy living in such privilege that he's in an elementary school where like the most important thing is to learn Sanskrit, like a dead language. And he's like, yeah, it's like he learned Sanskrit, but he did not learn how to actually relate to human beings. So Riley's basically saying like, then basically after that, he was just like, oh, what? Oh, now you're trying to paint me as a racist. And I'm like, I'm not going to let you paint me as this scary black woman when I'm not. And Candy's like, well, I'm glad that you let him know. I don't think it's cool. He wouldn't have done it if it was one of the white girls. And you know, it just frustrates me to hear that because as a black woman, you're the minority and it's okay. And you have learned how to make friends in all different circles from all walks of life. And that's one thing I'm proud of you about. And you're not afraid to speak up for yourself, which you should, and you shouldn't be afraid. And he's going to have to learn to deal with black women. And if this is his first lesson, then let that be it. I was like,
yes, yeah,
Candy Burris. Oh, I love Candy.
Yeah, that was great. So then Brooks is talking to the psychic, Amal. And he's like, I wanted to find out if you have a message for one of my friends, like maybe be more respectful towards Brooks's sister because my friend went out with my sister. She's like, oh my God, I knew you were coming. Please stop. I've already seen it. I'm already exhausted from this storyline. I saw it in the bus on the way here. Okay, listen. Is your friend the one with the chain with the heart? Because I could feel his energy. And he's probably the one that needs me the most. I will go to him.
So now Charlie, meanwhile, is like, okay, I need to go apologize to Riley because if I stay here, I think that psychic is going to come try to talk to me. So, hey, Riley, you want to talk? She's like, okay, well, let's get a drink first. So they sit down to talk. And he's like, look, I want to apologize again. I did not mean to make you that upset. I certainly did not mean to offend you with any imitation of you. She's like, yeah, I mean, my only thing is that like when you say that something has racial backgrounds to me, you just don't understand that. And if I'm your friend, just listen when I'm saying and actually care about it.
He's like, fair. Yeah, fair. Okay, yeah, I see your point of view. Totally fair. Yep, glad I heard you on this. Genuinely sorry. Okay, genuinely sorry. So she's like, okay. So they hug. And then, meanwhile, Ariana is also yakking out. She's like, oh my God, I'm going in the pool. Make sure my tampon string's not hanging out.
And then there's party stuff happening, making the pizza. Charlie and Ava are cutting dough into a heart. And Riley is like, they're just like joking about it. Like, oh my God, is your man going to get jealous?
So Georgia talks to Charlie and she's like, did you apologize? He goes, yeah, but I already apologized on the bus to be clear. She goes, no, but like sometimes you're just like, I'm sorry, but like not really like I'm sorry. And he goes, because I'm not really sorry. And she's like, well, don't say that. So there's another guy here, Cooper, who's George's best friend. He's like another gay. And he's like, well, don't say that. And Charlie's like, well, can't people just be happy I'm saying sorry? Like, you can't make me feel sorry. Like, I said sorry. What more do you want from me? And so Cooper's like, hi, I'm Cooper, and I'm about to get on this show.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So meanwhile, Charlie goes up to Chloe. He's like, hey, you got any plans this weekend? You want to chill and give Seth more ammo? She's like, yeah, that's actually what I had on my books. Like, I was like, Saturday, hang out with Charlie, press him so that my dad gives him more problems. So meanwhile, Cooper's like, okay, Charlie's not watching. Time to make my move. So he goes on over and he's like, yeah. So, hey, Ava. So I was like talking to like Charlie a second ago and like, he said he's like not apologetic at all. Yeah, pass it along.
He's like, oh my God, that's so annoying. And so she's like, that is so rude to Riley. My God. So now she goes to Riley and Shy. And she's like, yeah, hey guys, can I sit down? Okay, so here's what I heard. Charlie's not really sorry. And Riley's like, okay, that's hurtful. And Ava's like, yeah, and I'm close to Charlie. And I wanted to know if you wanted to speak to him about it in a way that could maybe get through to him a little bit more. Oh my God. And Riley's like, well, you're another black woman. So, I mean, whatever. I guess he views you the same way he views me, but I'm bigger and I'm from the South. Like, we're just different, you know? Like, you're from New York and you have these New York experiences and I'm not in New York. I just wish you would tell him, like, I'm a black woman too. And doing like a head roll and a finger wave, like that hurts, you know? And you have to let him know that's not okay, you know? So I like that Riley's like, yeah, I can talk to him, but so can you.
Mm-hmm.
Ava.
And so Charlie sits down and then Ava confronts Charlie. Just kidding, it was Riley because Ava's not going to necessarily yet. So Riley, he sits down and she's like, hey, I heard you said that you didn't actually believe what you said. You just said it to appease me. He's like, in a way, yeah, but like, isn't that what you want? We've been over this. I apologize. And she's like, you know what? We're good. We're good. He's like, oh, well, I hope you mean that. I'm like, oh, so you want her to be sincere for appeasement, but you get to appease? Okay, got it.
Yeah. So she just walks away. And Ava's like, Charlie, I'm really trying to be your friend. And he goes, oh, now you're mad at me? Oh, great. Now everybody's mad at me. You know what? I'm not going to sit here and listen to this. And she's like, okay, then I'm done helping you. He goes, yeah, I'm done. I'm out of here. I never asked for your help with Riley. I'm done. I'm out of here. So then he goes up to Riley. He's like, are we okay now? Are we fighting again? Because now I'm fighting with Ava about this. And she's like, okay, but like, you just need to realize that you have black women that are friends. And he's like, oh God, I thought we were fine. Now we're not fine. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, so now he's gonna walk away, and then like she's like, no, wait, stop, like just like let's talk about this. She grabs his hand, and then he's like, oh well, let go of my hand. I'm not having this conversation again. I'm getting an Uber. So she's like, whatever. She lets go, and Brooks is like, wow, that's like fucked up, right, Chloe? And Chloe's like, what's wrong with him? So he goes inside the house, and there's like a Mal's like, now it's my chance. She's like, so I did want to tell you that you have beautiful energy, and if you're open to it, I would love to just to sit with you and just talk. Not even do cards, just talk. I don't know.
He's like,
I'm
no.
single, you're single, we're adults, we're consenting. I don't know, whatever you want.
He's like, no, I'm going to politely decline, but I appreciate the offer. Okay, thanks. And she's like, I'm going to light a candle for you, like a dead person. I'm going to pretend you have passed on to the spirit world. Did not just diss me like this on television. And he's like, whatever, crazy. So he leaves, and he's like,
I also like that in the
jumping
middle
over
of this.
the doggy gate.
I also like that in the middle of this, Shy is like inside. There's like a cheese board, and Shy is like, "What is that? Is that cheese? Is it not cheese? I can't tell. I mean, it's orange. Is this cheese?" And then I think it was Ava was like, "Wow, you weren't sure what it was, but you ate like half of it. That's a big tester bite."
And that brings us to the end of Next Gen NYC. Loved it. Lived it.
Great times.
Learned it.
Thanks everyone for being here, and get tickets for our show at watchwhatcrappens.com, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Bye everyone.